Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/get-started. That's GREENLIGHT.com/get-started.
It just feels, meandery. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah, but it's still fun. Come on. The Janet fight? I mean, really?
The Janet fight was great. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Well, then you think of something.
Hey, guys, what's all the fuss about?
Eli, that's you. You tell him your stupid idea.
Okay. So you guys know how this week's episode is about DARPA?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, so it got me thinking about, invention, right? And that's what we need to do, but with podcasts.
Oh, we invent podcasts. Yes. Smart.
No.
I love it. Good.
Nope. Tom, already invented. We have one. That's what this is.
Are you sure about that one?
Pretty sure.
Right now.
But where Tom's thinking, we reinvent podcasts or we figure out the next big thing, like the way Dan Carlin did with history or did with sexually harassing their employees.
I am so bleeping that out. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's probably for the best. They're a big show.
Okay, I'm thinking about it some more. I'm game. So what if we did the first ever podcast that people pay for it, but it just never comes out. We don't make it.
Oh, hey, look, everyone. Heath had an idea that involves him not doing any work.
I'm very busy.
So,
this would make money for a small amount of hours.
It doesn't. Guys, Serial Season 2 already did that.
Oh, they did.
And Eli's blog did that,
That's
too.
true.
I don't know if you guys remember.
Why, Cecil? Not in front of DARPA. So, no, here's my idea, okay?
It's stupid.
Personalized podcasts.
Nonsense.
Personalized podcast.
Yeah, like you take a normal show, but then you insert the name of your listeners for them to subscribe to that RSS feed. So it's not just a podcast, it's a podcast that's for you as an individual.
Eli, that would take hundreds and hundreds of hours.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Heath could do it.
What? No, absolutely not.
You know, actually, this might work. This could just work.
Yeah. Let's give it a try. And by us, I mean Heath.
Yeah, I think people will like it.
A good idea, Eli.
Veto.
Yeah.
One vote. Damn it.
Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, the podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts, because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm No Illusions, and I'll be centrally processing this episode, but I can't do it alone, so first up, two human equivalents of bloatware, Cecil and Heath.
Whenever I eat carbs, I have to have at least 1 gigabyte. So just one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. For me, over the last 5 years, my file system went from fat 32 to obese 37. It's not great.
And of course, also joining us tonight are two men who really put the random acts back in random access memory, Tom and Eli.
Wait. I'm sorry. So you guys are telling me no matter how much money we raised during Vulgarity for Charity, none of it undoes one little crime. None of it.
I feel like I misunderstood, when you need to back up. So I ate a lot of cheese. That was a mistake.
That helps with a lot of stuff, Tom. That's true.
I hurt so much.
It does.
Right now. I'm in a lot of
does.
pain.
All right, so before we get started, I wanted to take a second to thank our patrons. Without our patrons, we'd be poor and Eli wouldn't hang out with us. But it's good that you give us money anyway. If you'd like to learn how to join their ranks, be sure to stick around till the end of the show. And with that out of the way, tell us, Eli, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event will we be talking about today?
We'll be talking about DARPA, which I'm pretty sure isn't cool to say anymore. I think you got to
It's
call
their word.
Yeah.
And Tom, you were assigned to read an article. Please tell me you read the article, Tom, right?
Relax,
Right.
Noah. Have I ever let you down?
Oh my God, Cecil, do you have anything written that we could use?
Okay. See, have I ever let you down recently?
Nothing, Cecil? Nothing at all?
Okay, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and do what I always do and pretend that I can't hear you when you criticize me, Noah.
All right, well then I'll have my work cut out for me as host. Tell us, Tom, what is DARPA?
DARPA is the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. DARPA is an agency of the Department of Defense, and ostensibly they're the research arm for that Defense Department. And while that's true, they're basically a cabal of mad scientists with crazy defense money spending and virtually no one telling you, that's a bad idea, you're going to kill us all.
So, the Avengers, but actually with less oversight. The Avengers with less oversight.
Team Iron Man. Thank you, Heath.
They should make him a tool of the UN. Bullshit. All right, so where does DARPA come from, Tom?
All right, it was created in 1958 by President Eisenhower and known originally just as ARPA. The agency was created as a response to the Soviet launch of Sputnik. That launch was the beginning of a propaganda war, and the U.S. was quickly losing.
We were losing the propaganda war with Russia. Okay, all right.
We've got practice at that.
Our response was to create an organization that could collaborate amongst academic, industry, and government partners. And their mission, and they did choose to accept it, is to go beyond just developing the next giant bomb and to develop projects that push the limits in science and technology.
Ooh, vegan cheese that doesn't taste like wet salt.
No, not vegan cheese that doesn't taste like wet
vegan
salt.
cheese? Oh. Just the cheese now as it is now?
All right, and unlike other defense agencies whose projects have to have an immediate and practical value, DARPA's mission is to research projects that reach beyond immediate military use.
Which means projects must have been routinely shot down for being useful. Frank, what the fuck are you talking about? Obviously, we could use a bigger missile. What
am I going to cure this missile's cancer, Frank? Get the fuck out of my office. Asshole. Fire him.
To that end, they hired their first director, Roy Johnson, in 1958. And Roy left his comically high-paying job at GE for pennies on the dollar working for ARPA. And he hired his first assistant, Herbert York, and together they pursued projects related to space technologies with vigor. And then almost immediately, NASA was created. They lost all their funding for their space projects, and Johnson quit. So not a great start. Didn't blast off.
Yeah, this is General Eisenhower in the White House at this point. And he must have been like, all right, DARPA, let me see what you got. And he's expecting, like, a monster truck rally where we jump a motorcycle over Moscow and then squish Moscow with the world's biggest tank. And these nerds were like, so an ellipse is a geometric boo, punch, wedgie. You're fucking fired.
All right, well, ARPA was rebranded, and their mission was to do, quote, high risk, high gain, far out, end quote, basic research.
Wait. Far out basic is a weird phrase. I'd love for that to not be three words next to each other in enormous budget government projects. Ever.
Well, just follow that up with food or welfare, and you'd have no problem, actually. DARPA's early work centered around ballistic missile defense, nuclear test detection, and issues revolving around national security. DARPA also began researching computer processing, behavioral science, and material science. DARPA invented GPS, which is originally called transit. They studied directed energy, radar, infrared sensing, X-ray, and gamma ray detection, and most terribly of all, they invented the internet, though at first they just called it ARPANET.
Just lost the British audience.
So at some point, a really talented computer scientist was like, all right, what's my next big project? Like, fucking lasers and satellites and stuff. And his boss was like, I'm tired of coming on the same penthouse every day. Fix that.
Gamma ray detection. Little known fact, gamma ray was just the nickname of a guy who really liked to jump scare everyone that worked there. He'd like come around the corner,
and then Stan Lee was like, you know what? Why don't I write a comic book that means nobody will ever associate this super important technology with anything except a big green guy? How's that? Fuck you.
All right, in 1973, funds were reallocated away from DARPA unless the projects had specific military application. And this devastated America's science program, since DARPA was a major source of funding for university science programs. The National Science Foundation was supposed to pick up the slack, but without picking up the check, that's pretty goddamn hard to do. Young brainiacs fled from the underfunded university system and started much of the science and technology private industry we have now. So, I guess thanks?
Yeah. You know what that got us? Elon Musk. Not worth it.
All right. Come on. I mean, you want one of those bloated public sector flamethrowers? They're bullshit. There's regulations on them.
Well, you don't want that, no.
All right. And from 1976 through 1981, DARPA focused its time on the pursuit of the finer things. If by finer things, what you really mean are air, land, sea, and space technologies primarily aimed at creating tactical armor and anti-armor programs, infrared sensing of shit coming from space lasers to shoot at missiles, anti-submarine warfare, advanced cruise missiles, and defense applications of advanced computer technologies. This led to research into integrated circuits and the congressionally mandated particle beam program. More on that one later.
This is like basically my strategy when playing Civ. Oh, the Mongols get an attack bonus on horseback? Cool, eat a fucking airstrike.
Interesting, Cecil. My strategy in Civ is being way too stupid to play Civ. So that's fun that we have different angles for approaching it.
Father is proud of me for playing sports.
Since 1981, DARPA's focused its mission on information processing technologies and aircraft programs, such as the National Aerospace Plane. This was a hypersonic, single-stage-to-orbit spacecraft and passenger spaceliner. It was kind of fucking amazing, actually. They canceled this thing after the prototype was created in the 1990s, unfortunately, but the creation of that prototype led to a multitude of advances in material and aerospace design.
All right, well, as much as I love the idea theoretically that we pay a bunch of comic book pre-villains to make space lasers, it seems like there also might be a downside to this.
Oh, the downside, Noah? Yeah. Imagine hundreds of scientists across universities and private industry all vying for that sweet, sweet defense contractor money in a time where we knew enough about science to build world-ending machines of near infinite destructive capability while living with a heightened sense of existential dread combined with virtually no long-term understanding of how any of this shit that we are building actually worked. So things were about to get pretty weird.
All right, well, when Tom says things are about to get pretty weird, it usually means he's about to change clothes. So while he takes care of that, we'll pause for a little apropos of nothing.
Roy Johnson, how the hell are you?
General, nice to finally meet you. I don't believe you've met my assistant yet. This is Herbert York.
General.
Pleasure, York. Well, gents, it's been a year of work and we're excited to hear what you have for us. So,
yeah, well, we're very excited to show you.
As long as it doesn't conflict with NASA, I can tell you that pretty much whatever you bring me will be a go.
Sorry, NASA, sir?
Oh, yeah, it's our new space division. Really exciting stuff those boys are coming up with. You should see it. Great stuff.
They do space exploration.
Oh, space exploration, rockets. If it goes in the air, that's their department, son.
Mm-hmm. May I be excused for a moment?
Oh, sure, York, yeah. So, Johnson, what have you got for me?
Well,
Motherfucker!
He'll be fine. We've got quite a few different projects.
A year of my goddamn life!
Ideas that he's just, it's something unrelated. We got a bunch of these projects. They could be applicable to a wide variety of projects, really. That's one of his favorite words. Air travel we got going. Water.
Kill me now,
travel.
God, so I can come to heaven and fuck
stuff.
your fucking face!
That's inside joke. Even fashion. We have something with fashion.
Sorry about that. Pardon me. Sorry.
No problem. You were saying about fashion.
Yeah. If you look at this fastener system that we've developed, it uses hooks and loops to make it like you can.
Oh yeah. You mean Velcro? Yeah. NASA boys have been working on this stuff 4 years. It's,
Oh, they have.
oh, yeah, they have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Pardon me. Can I be accused one more time? It just really
Yeah,
quickly.
by all means. Absolutely. All right.
Well, General, I got to be honest. I don't think that a lot of the stuff we had in mind is going to work out.
No!
That was specific.
I'm gonna kill my family and then burn down my house around their fucking corpses, for fuck's sake! Fuck!
So is that.
And now that we've invited a long series of emails about how NASA had nothing whatever to do with the creation of Velcro, I guess we can get back to the story.
Nerd.
So, Tom,
Punch. You're
when
fired.
we left off, you were promising us some weird shit.
All right. Well, for all the genuinely awesome successes that DARPA had, they also had some astonishingly bizarre projects. Like crazy. You know, like that guy in the meeting that no one likes, he just starts off with, come on, guys, there's no bad ideas. Well,
Yep, there are.
like imagine if that phrase was followed up with, also, here's $3.2 billion and virtually no oversight. So this led to some pretty awesomely crazy projects.
Jesus, it sounds like the home loan industry in the 2000s, you know?
Or
It's not wrong.
or the Trump campaign of very recently.
Or Tom's life choices.
Those are going well. Thank you. Move on.
Okay, again, do you want a safe flamethrower or a fucking good one, Eli? You want a good one?
All right. So, Tom, could you give us some examples?
All right. How about nuclear-powered robot cyborg insects? Like, for real.
Nice. All right. More about fuckbots. Let's do this. Fuckbot secrets.
All right. This one was named Project Dragonfly, and there are working prototypes for this. These were powered by a nuclear battery using radioactive isotope nickel-23. These tiny insects' power packs can fuel the surveillance electronics on board these things for 100 years. They're the size of the pad of your finger, and they're designed to work either solo or in conjunction with other robot cyborg bugs to surreptitiously collect and report data using a variety of tiny little sensors. Oh, and they're also designed to be able to be mass-produced with a 3D printer.
What?
And one application suggested would be to release like 1,000 of them into the cave systems in Afghanistan to find bin Laden. It's a little dated. There was a note that I found kind of adorable since he was actually captured, in a house in Pakistan. But, whatever. A war's a war, right? So...
You hear that early onset schizophrenia, listener? The government has insects watching you. Great work, Tom.
Jesus.
That's great. Cool. Maybe I'll turn on some podcasts and pop my pills. Nope. Die, everyone at this Wendy's.
After hearing this, I feel like our planet has 3 levels of technology. We've replaced their dragonflies with fake dragonflies. Do you think they'll notice level? Then there's like, how the fuck is this Bluetooth speaker not connected? I just fucking connected it. It says it's connected, but there's no goddamn sound. And then I just found a Coke bottle. It must be God level. Like those are the 3 levels.
That's it.
All right. So, Tom, that's pretty awesome, but they're not really cyborgs. They're just bugs wearing robot vests. That doesn't really count. Is there anything else here we can be proud to have funded?
Okay, fine. DARPA also spent a ton of time and money trying to solve the problem of how to communicate with submarines when they're deep underwater.
They immediately scrapped the we'll pass notes using Orca's plan. I don't know about immediately.
Yeah.
Because, so one solution that they proposed, and they spent years and millions of dollars testing this, involved examining whether mothers had psychic connections to their children.
Huh.
Well, of particular interest, and what was studied was whether bunnies had a psychic connection to the offspring, to little bunny offspring. So the idea was pretty simple. If bunnies did have a psychic connection, and they could tell when their little baby bunnies were harmed, then you could take a baby bunny on the surface, and when you wanted to tell the deep water submarine to rise up to the surface and shoot nuclear missiles at the bad guys, well, you simply kill the baby bunny.
Oh, Jesus
and then
Christ.
the mother would react and a soldier sounds the Armageddon alarm and the sub surfaces, and then all life on Earth is extinguished. So, not surely sure why they scrapped that one. It seemed
What if the bunny died of natural causes, though? Like, I mean,
Yeah, right?
I wrote my interjection thinking I had out-absurded this group. I have been one down. I've been one down.
No, the orca thing is a step
It's
up.
like they invented that with a fucking Mad Lib. Just like, all right, we're going to take a baby blank noun and then blanket verb and see if the mother notices. So,
Human and fuck.
okay, I heard kill a baby rabbit. Great.
In 1966, during the Vietnam War, it became pretty obvious that transporting soldiers and supplies through the thick, marshy jungle was just like a real pain in the ass. And it was also noted that, like, Asian elephants were really good at, well, being Asian elephants in those same jungles. So the scientists at Darpa, well, they got the idea, like, we should just build a mechanical Asian elephant to tromp through the jungle carrying our supplies and our troops.
Fucking
Why did it have to be Asian, though? Like, fucking DARPA, they make it look like Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. It's super obvious. It never works.
Now, this particular idea proved to be rather too ambitious even for DARPA, and so they just invented Agent Orange instead, and they got rid of the whole jungle problem.
Yeah, that's. No, I feel like part of the problem, though, is that they were going to need somebody at some point to actually say, hear me out, Mr. President, robot elephants. And they didn't have a single person on the payroll who could do that with a straight face.
All right. Hear me out. New idea. We take our elephant robot prototypes, we give them guns and badges, and we have them patrol futuristic Detroit as peace officers. We call it Operation Dumbo Cop. What do you guys say?
I don't know, Cecil. Can you prove to me that Sylvester Stallone isn't a mechanical elephant?
I cannot. I absolutely cannot. No.
Oh, that was a good one. I knew it, right?
It's uncanny. That sounds just like it.
All right, guys, has this ever happened to you? You want to set off a massive nuclear explosion, but
Yes.
all your conventional nuclear weapons are monstrously heavy and difficult to transport.
Yes.
I know. Well, DARPA has a solution.
There must be
for
an
you.
easier way.
Introducing. All right, well, thankfully not, because this too was scrapped. The hafnium bomb. Now, the idea was to use a different technology to start the nuclear chain reaction, a technology that wasn't annoying and cumbersome and heavy, so that a potential nuclear blast could be tucked neatly into a suitcase for when you needed it most.
And you're about to get on a plane with it to use it, and it's just like, sorry, we have to gate check that for you. There's no more space in the overheads, so okay. There's a robot elephant just walked past me. Come on.
All right, and the best part in the article noted is the weapon wouldn't fall under existing international weapons bans, so thankfully the science was shaky on this one, and we probably maybe don't have the...
Clearly have those.
The blown away suitcase. Proud sponsor of Citation Needed.
Honestly, if I know anything about the U.S. government, if we had these, President Johnson would have taken a bunch of photo ops with them on TV when Noah was a kid, just like,
And we can't forget about Operation Argus.
Believe me, we've tried.
I know it. In an attempt to create a missile shield, I love this, scientists figured they could use the Earth's magnetosphere to their advantage, just sitting up there doing nothing all day. So the idea was to simply detonate enough nuclear weapons in the magnetosphere, and then the resulting mass of electrons would form a barrier that would then prevent the bad missiles from hitting us.
The mass. The mass of electrons.
Now, this was actually tested. They tested this in 1958, and then they scrapped this, presumably when someone looked up and said, "Fuck you guys, I was just kidding," before crouching safely under his desk.
The same guy invented the keto diet. If I just eat a bunch of fat, I won't get fat. I know it sounds dumb when I say it like that, but that's what
right, but if I get killed by a nuke while I'm eating the fat, who cares, right? That's the...
Okay, what if we make a cartoon rabbit, it blows out their wick when they're trying to light their bomb?
Stupid.
No.
Okay, what if it wears yellow face, the rabbit?
Yes!
Oh, shit.
I will
Right.
give you several $billion.
Thank you.
How about prosthetics?
I mean, I'm not searching for it, but if it's in a porn, it's what I finish on. So
That's unsettling. DARPA has actually created artificial arms that plug into your brain, and then you can control those arms with your mind. Amazing, right? I mean, that's amazing. And it is amazing, and we should stop there, but we won't, and we aren't, and we haven't, because if you can mind control an arm that's attached to your brain, you can also plug your mind into other machines and control them, like fighter jets, which is real and which is happening. Or really just like whatever else the military decides to build and then connect to the brain of whoever they want it to kill.
Yeah, and when we finally get this technology, we're going to use it to fucking heart Instagram photos faster.
I feel like at this point, the most we can hope for is that when the government turns against we useless eaters, the last thought in our heads before we slip into the cold darkness of eternity will be, man, that thing that killed me was fucking awesome, right?
I'm about to get dick slapped to death by fucking Starscream. Yeah, hashtag best death ever. This is awesome.
All right, guys, remember when you had to aim bullets? That was so stupid. That was dumb. DARPA is working now on laser-guided bullets that can change their trajectory mid-flight to connect with their target. So that's a thing.
Which is way better than the bullet-guided lasers they scrapped last week. You know, way better than that.
Neither of which we had in November of 1964. We are inventing these now for the very first time. Lyndon Johnson.
I'm just picturing the headlines. The year is 2024, and the NRA strongly stands against the new anti-child laser bullet laws. What if you need to shoot a child, says Jane Loach.
Yeah, finally, bullets aren't killing enough people. We better laser guide that shit. Yeah. Every classroom needs to be full of lasers and bullets and stampeding elephant death bots. It's safer. Responsible
a good guy
stampeding elephant
with a
death
stampeding elephant death bot to counter the. Okay, but if I recall correctly, Tom, DARPA also funded some way dumber shit than this, right?
They did. DARPA also spent a ton of time and money investigating the paranormal.
There it is.
In fact, in the 1960s and 1970s, there was kind of a psychic front to the arms race. And the idea here was that paranormal or psychic phenomenon could be weaponized, particularly for espionage. So DARPA sent a team to visit with Uri Geller, the spoon-bending asshole. Mm-hmm. They investigated.
Please say a fucking Gatling gun that shot bent spoons. Please say a Gatling gun that shot bent spoons.
God, I wish. No. And so they investigated remote viewing, that bunny thing that I mentioned before, of course. They met with covens of witches to investigate whether magic worked. I was curious about that one. They attended conferences full of psychics, and psychologist George Lawrence traveled the country for DARPA looking for, quote, anything that worked. Nothing did.
No. By the way, if you want to read a record of some of the world's top scientists falling for shitty magic tricks and cold readings, the interviews they did with Geller during this process are now public, and they are fucking amazing.
Day 22. Stop putting things on our body, David Blaine. I felt you just put that card in my pocket, obviously.
All right. And guys, all of those are amazing. They are. But by far, by fucking a mile, my absolute favorite thing ever is Project Seesaw. In the 1960s, America was... I know. And this isn't silly. This is a great idea, and I don't know why we don't have this. America in the 1960s was pretty sure that we were going to go to war with the USSR, and that's like today, except now we call them Russia, and we're already losing. But in the 1960s, the fear wasn't that our electorate would be subverted through psychological manipulation so much that the USSR would lob thousands of megatonnage of hydrogen bombs at us and obliterate all life on the planet. And this was such a real and genuine danger that all ideas were on the table to stop this terrible calamity before we could do it to them first. And so Project Seesaw was born.
Okay, all right, hear me out. You get a large 2x4 and a fulcrum. And when they shoot the missile, we wait until it hits the end of the 2x4, and then we jump on our end of the 2x4 really quick, and then we just send it right back to them.
We said no cherry bombs. What the fuck? Yeah. What if we get a robot elephant to sit on one end of their seesaw and they just can't use it? We already have
Is
that.
it dressed like an Asian though?
And it's dressed like an Asian baby. And it's
Okay,
I
all
didn't
right,
say
okay.
that.
No, all right, yeah, I'm with you. 100%.
All right, not quite so crazy, but a little bit crazy. The idea here was simple, if completely fucking bonkers. You see, intercontinental ballistic missiles they're really fast, and so to intercept them and destroy them in flight is a terrifically difficult thing to do. Project Seesaw proposed an elegant solution. First, fire a charged beam of subatomic particles at the inbound missiles and destroy them mid-flight on the molecular level. It's the subatomic version of fuck me, fuck you, huh?
Okay. Hold on. So we don't want the missiles to hit us.
Okay, but what if we shoot them out of the sky when they're right above us?
I think we'll be 100% protected from their effects, I think. I'm pretty sure.
That's my math.
100%
That's the math I have,
protected.
too.
There are a lot of electrons up there in the sky.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
All right, so a charged ray gun of light-speed subatomic sniper atoms blasting the way through enemy missiles to keep our Walmart safe is really fucking awesome. So guys, here's how this was supposed to have worked, right? First, you're gonna need rather a lot of electricity, like a really lot, like millions and millions of volts. So naturally, the weapon's first stage is to detonate a series of nuclear bombs deep underground beneath the Great Lakes.
Okay, maybe we just stop right there. I mean, it sounds like the scene in Fight Club where Jack beats his own ass.
Yeah, right. Yeah, confused the Russians into thinking we went with the can't nuke us if we nuke us first defense.
Yeah.
All right. Nuke the hostage. Nope. Okay. Now, as soon as I said it, I hear it now. That's dumb.
All right, so after the detonations, the lakes would then drain all that stupid, useless fresh water in a period of about 15 minutes into an unbelievably huge hydroelectric generator, which would spin up and it would provide the power for the super gun. So,
No, it wouldn't.
Okay, that's step one. Step one, very simple stuff. I'm probably
Picturing
have
at that meeting. Sorry, Dave, did you say destroy the Great Lakes to charge your
To
super
charge my
gun?
super gun, yes. And I'm never going to get through this if you keep interrupting. Do you want to hear about the elephant part or not? That's coming up.
All right, but did DARPA account for the potential interference from the lone hero? I feel like Vin Diesel's gonna Bruce Willis, somebody.
All right, so they've got the power, but now you have to accelerate all those particles, and you basically need like an enormous barrel for this. So naturally, the thing to do is to detonate more nuclear explosions deep underground to create hundreds of miles of underground tunnels for those particles to accelerate through. And then the particles, once accelerated, would then burst forth from their radioactive underground tunnels, blast into the atmosphere, collide with the Soviet missiles, and basically save us just long enough so we could launch our own cataclysmic apocalypse weapons at the other guys who, since they don't have a bunch of stupid Great Lakes to drain, are basically screwed. So, point America.
Jesus.
So they don't have two barrages.
I think this is how Trump is going to deal with the forest fires in the future if the raking doesn't work.
All right, so if you had to summarize what you learned in one sentence, Tom, what would it be?
Crazy billionaire money, man. I want crazy billionaire money.
All right, but if you can't get that, would you settle at least for a quiz from our panel?
Fine.
All right, Tom. Obviously, DARPA's done some amazing and important work, but there are a few technological advancements they seem to have overlooked. What should be their next project? Is it A, voting machines that don't magically break when crossing the Mason-Dixon line?
They don't break for everybody.
Is it B, fuck robots? Seriously, do you know how many problems would be solved by actual fuck robots? Come on, nerds.
That's all of them.
C, a light bulb that doesn't explode into 10,000 tiny little knives if you look at it for too long.
What kind of light bulbs are you buying?
The ones made of glass that my wife drops on the floor every 6 minutes.
Don't look at him. Why are you looking at him?
Or D, vegan cheese that doesn't taste like wet salt.
All right. Well, it's clearly not D because nobody cares about vegans. That'd be a waste of resources. And light bulbs, that just sounds funny. in your house. The fuck robots would make Heath far too happy. That makes me uncomfortable. I think you just get more erections. So I have to go with A, the voting machines, although that's a little pie in the sky.
Ooh, incorrect.
No.
Vegan cheese. What? Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
Yep.
I knew I'd get that answer right.
Yeah.
Nice job getting that one right, Tom. I got another one for you. Besides dressing up in yellowface and trampling Asian people, what's the best line of work for a cyborg Asian elephant death pot to fall back on if that doesn't work out? Is it A, trampling white people while they're trophy hunting in Asia and Africa, because that would be awesome? B, respond to Heath's phone calls about making an elephant robot porn. From Tusk Till Dawn, obviously, would be the name of that. Or C, a Chinese restaurant called Baby Elephant Wok. Wok. The pan.
All right. Well, I know for sure it's not B because it implies that Heath makes phone calls. So I feel like we're pretty sure.
Yeah, and that
that's
porn
not
was
it.
called Junk in the Trunk, too. It was not.
So I'm going to have to go with the Chinese restaurant because I'm hungry right now.
That is correct. So am I, Tom.
Nailed it.
All right, Tom. What did DARPA develop for the perpetual bachelors / incels of the world? A golden retriever real doll that allows for all the petting without all the taking care of a living thing.
That's so sad.
B, a travel booking website that finds couples that don't mind a third wheel to tag along on overseas trips so you don't have to pack your crushing loneliness.
I'm just going to get a
C.
bite. You guys finished up. That's cool.
C, a self-building
By
a
myself.
home edition that would allow you to stay with all your favorite friends and family. Or D, a cereal bowl harness that attaches to your shirtless body as you eat over the sink. With one hand, you could dab the tears out of your eyes with the other.
Okay. That's stupid. I'd always wear a
I'm gonna
shirt.
go-
That's dumb. That one doesn't even make sense. I don't wear no shirts.
These are actually all pretty enticing. But I'm going to go with the cereal bowl harness because I just want that to exist now. That's,
You know what? I do too, buddy.
I've been holding it with my hand like a chump
Yeah,
this
like
whole
an
time.
asshole. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
You're correct. Yes.
All right. Well, it looks like nobody
You know, when I
managed the
started
best.
writing that question, I didn't have Heath in mind, but as I started writing, it was like the Matrix. Like it started filling in. Like I just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun for all of us.
Yeah, for everybody involved.
What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving?
Everyone invited you to come have Thanksgiving with them, and you ignored all of them until the last minute.
I've not decided yet.
Perfect summary.
All right. Well, nobody managed to best Tom this week, so he's going to take over as host next week, and he'll decide who has to write the next essay.
All right. Well, I don't think Cecil has much going on these days. I'm going to
No.
pick Cecil.
No, not really.
Snobby.
All right. Well, for Cecil, Eli, Heath, and Tom, I'm Noah. Thanking you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next week, but by then, Cecil will be an expert on something else. Between now and then, you can hear more profane absurdities from Tom and Cecil over on Cognitive Dissonance, and you can hear more absurd profanities from Heath, Eli, and me on The Scathing Atheist, The Skeptocrat, and God Awful Movies. And if you'd like to help keep this show going, you can make a per-episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod, or leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, check out our past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check the show notes, be sure to check out citationpod.com.
Hello, Ashley. Welcome to Citation Needed. Ashley, the show where we read an article to you, Ashley. All right. Hello, Aubrey. Welcome to Citation Needed. Aubrey, welcome. This is the show where we read an article.
Heath, hurry up. The
you.
show's due in 20 minutes.
Aubrey, I'm still on the A's. Damn it. I have nowhere to go.